Hi, Mae. Thank you for being here. Mae Diansangu is our next speaker for the talk Black Queer Lives Matter that will happen next Saturday, the 27th of February at 7 p.m. So Mae, briefly, what will you cover in your talk?
So I'm going to be talking about Blackness and queerness and how those two aspects of identity intersect. So to look at that, I'm going to look at some of the historical accounts of queerness in Africa in pre-colonial times, and what the legacy of these really harmful anti-gay laws that were brought in about by colonialism, how they actually affected the diaspora, and kind of like relating that to a context today where I'm going to talk about how homophobia and queerphobia, transphobia and anti-blackness, how they intersect. So I'll try and do all of that in maybe about 40 minutes, but there's quite a lot there. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about all that.
And why do you think it's important that we address this topic?
Well, obviously, race and sexuality and gender are, you can be quite marginalized if you have a minority status in either of these categories. So if you're someone who occupies more than one of these statuses, you're kind of doubly marginalized. And I think it's also the reason why I wanted to go back and look at the impact of colonialism is that a lot of things that we see happening today, we don't understand that this goes back a really long time, hundreds of years, in fact. So I think it's important that we actually look and kind of decolonize our perspective when we're dealing with these sorts of issues.
Yeah, that makes totally sense. And I have goosebumps already. So last but not least, one thing that we should stop doing and we should start doing instead, according to you.
I think one thing to stop doing is making assumptions. There are, there's a certain stereotype of Black communities and communities of color that there's a lot of homophobia. I'm not here to say that there's no homophobia, but I think it's a very complex issue. And when you are outside of those communities and you're making assumptions, and you're making those assumptions to people who are queer people of color or queer Black people, that can be very damaging and can actually perpetuate racist stereotypes and is just not that helpful. So I would just say listen to people from those communities to help them if they are having difficulties within those communities in regards to maybe homophobia, and don't just assume that, oh yeah, okay, so you're Jamaican, I bet your parents were angry when you came out, that kind of thing. That's very common, and yeah, it's just not that helpful.
Absolutely. So for those who are watching this video, thank you for being here. Thank you for bearing with us. If you don't know where to start, here's your answer. Join us next Saturday, 27th of February, 7 p.m. And if you can't make it, recording link will be shared after the event. Please remember that part of the revenues, all the revenues will be shared between Mae and African Caribbean Society Scotland. So by purchasing a ticket, you're also supporting this charity. And see you very soon. Thank you, Mae. I can't wait to learn with you this Saturday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.